Balitang Rational. Good morning, Pilipinas, and welcome to another edition of Balitang Rational. For this video, allow me to use English and Tagalog as our medium of instruction. Isang task na naman sa pag-simplify ng rational expressions ang ating haharapin. Pero ngayon, meron tayong dalawang rational expression that will be multiplied to each other. If we are going to proceed with multiplying the numerators and the denominators, aabot tayo sa napakataas na polynomial expressions na makikita in both numerators and denominators. And we might find troubles later on sa pag-simplify. So ngayon, ang gagawin natin, we are going to factor specific types of factoring for all the parts of both rational expressions. And let's see later kung magagamit natin yung ating cancellation law. Let's try to factor first our numerator of our first rational expression. We can see dito na meron tayong common factor sa ating 3 at saka 9. So we'll be using the common monomial factoring, which is for 3. When we factor 3 from 3c, yung matitira is just c. And for 9, we only have 3. So the factor of 3c minus 9 is taking away the factor of 3. And then we have the binomial expression c minus 3. Now let's proceed sa ating denominator na can be considered as the difference of two squares. Kasi nga, yung dalawang terms natin are both perfect square forms separated by a subtraction. Hence, it's the difference of two squares. And whenever we factor out the difference of two squares, we expect na may dalawa po tayong binomial expression of the same first term and the same second term, but they only differ on the operation separating those two terms. So let's take the square root of c squared. We have c, and we also have c on our second binomial expression. At saka yung square root ng 25 is 5. And again, yung naiiba lang is yung operations na nagsaseparate sa terms for two binomial expressions. But when we examine for our first rational expression, we cannot cancel anything here. We cannot use the cancellation law kasi walang parehas or walang similar na terms or expressions that can be found in both numerators and denominators. So yung gagawin natin is we are going to proceed with factoring the remaining polynomial expressions of our second rational expression. At baka later, may makikita tayong similar na coefficient that we could cancel later. So let's factor the numerator of our second rational expression. Our second rational expression ay tinatawag natin quadratic trinomial because meron tayong 3 terms and we have same variable on decreasing order. So we can factor this using AC way or AC method. By the way po, yung c natin dito is hindi yung c na variable na ginagamit sa ating rational expression, pero yung c natin dito is yung constant, which is negative 10. Our a is the coefficient of c squared, which is 1, times our constant, which is negative 10. The result of our AC is negative 10. Now let's look for the factors of negative 10. One of which is yung nabigay na 1 at saka negative 10. And pwede din yung negative 1 and positive 10. We can also use 2 and negative 5, which will be followed by negative 2 and then 5. These are the 4 pairs of factors that when multiplied to their corresponding pair will result to the value of AC, which is negative 10. Our goal here is to pick which pair will correspond when added will result to our middle coefficient, which is negative 3. And this pair satisfies the condition po. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, but if we are going to add them, 2 plus negative 5, magiging negative 3, which corresponds to our middle term. We'll be using those coefficients as we look for the factors of our quadratic trinomial, because we are assured of po na yung factors natin are both binomial expressions using the square root of the first term c squared, which is c, and c dito, and we'll be using yung coefficients. So positive 2 will become plus 2, and you have here minus 5. Bago tayo magpatuloy, may nakikita na po tayong common, which is c minus 5 dito sa numerator at sa baba ng first rational expression na c minus 5. But before we continue, let's finish factoring the denominator of our second rational expression. I'm just going to write it here because meron tayong explanation mamaya. If we are going to factor 4, we will get a result of 3 minus c. Now, kung ito yung gagamitin natin dito, at ilalagay natin dito yung 4 at saka 3 minus c, baka yung iba sa atin will get tempted to cancel c minus 3 and 3 minus c, which is incorrect po. Kasi there's no commutative property or commutativity for subtraction. Hence, we cannot do that. But if you really want to cancel c minus 3 dito, para yung matitirang expression is only shorter, pwede gamitin po ito. Instead of 4 yung i-factor natin, let's try to rearrange first yung denominator natin. 4c at saka positive 12, so plus 12. And we are going to factor negative 4 instead of 4, so the result will become c. And when we factor out negative from positive, this will result to negative, and you will have here 3. Ang purpose po nito is for us to cancel this c minus 3 dito. Kasi pag ito na po yung factors natin, ilalagay natin dito, there is c minus 3 in the denominator of our second rational expression. Yung naiiba lang is kanina it was positive 4, but the common monomial factor that we took out is negative 4. So with this, let's continue here, and we can now cancel those similar terms, c minus 3, c minus 3, at saka yung sinabi natin kanina, c minus 5, and c minus 5. In short, yung natitirang expressions, we have c times c plus 2 all over negative 4 times c plus 5. Wait, do not cancel these two because the c terms are part of binomial expressions. We could also express this in our final answer when we apply the distributive property 3c plus 6 all over negative 4c minus 20. Ito po yung sagot sa ibinigay sa atin na rational expression. Lester Lou Sigumpan, nagbabalita for Balitang Rational. Huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe, i-like at i-share ang video ito. Maraming salamat!